Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Studio X podcast. This is a new year, this is 2024. This is our first episode of this year. And today I have a special guest with me. Her name is Sarah Eunice. She's an event associate at Xpose Limited. Worked with very many events, too many to count. She's absolutely amazing at her work. So we're going to take a deep dive into the world of event associating. So, Sarah, welcome.
Thank you, Muok.
How are you doing?
Well, guy, we've done so many events, eh?
Extremely.
And we've had fun in those events.
Too much.
My guy.
So, Happy New Year, first of all.
Oh, Happy New Year.
I wanna get to know you first before we get into all this event associating and whatnot.
Okay.
Let me ask you this for the first question. When you finished your Form 4 studies, yeah, what did you want to be first before it came to being an event associate? What is the initial, career goal?
I had two things.
Uh-huh.
First, I wanted to do human resource. I wanted to be a HR. And I wanted to do nursing.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually got to do both. Yeah,
Okay.
I actually got to do both.
Okay, at
You're
what time
wondering how?
Yeah.
So this is what happened.
Uh-huh.
So I cleared high school when I was 17.
Yeah.
So I went immediately, I think in July, the following year, after high school in July, I enrolled in a human resource school. I stayed there for 3 months. I
Okay.
quit. Then I went to KMTC, stayed there for about 6 months, and I left. The whole science thingy just wasn't zinging with my brain.
You said that's 6 months?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a
So
lot
I
still.
spent a whole year trying different things. Oh, and my father was very upset with me, by the way. I was wasting money according to,
Rightfully so. Now your
Yes.
economy.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
No, na siasa, yeah then.
After your time.
You see,
I don't think economy ya Kenya haikuwa fiti.
ilikuwa better then.
Yeah.
Yeah, ilikuwa better then.
Uh-huh.
So I did two things in that year. Then I decided, let me try something else. So I went and did journalism.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where?
I went to Desta, did journalism in Desta. And I also did public relations, the same school.
That's a double major.
Yes.
Okay. So after you finished this double major degree, how did you get into the event space?
Well,
Well,
I'm laughing because it was so unexpected.
Okay.
This was not the path. I
Did you want to be like a journalist?
I was
on TV
actually
and
in
stuff?
I was in TV for
okay.
a couple of years.
Okay.
I was in TV. I went to NTV, and I also did some shows in WTV. Johnson Mokazi was my boss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was, and he was quite lovely.
Yeah.
So I hung in there for
Also a
a
day
few
stadium
years.
as well.
You are?
No, I'm saying Johnson Mokazi. Yes, I am also. Johnson Mokazi is also
Yeah,
a day stadium.
he is too. He is
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
This is the home of all media celebrities, as far as broadcast journalism
But
is concerned.
KMTC as well, has a lot of people in that space.
Sure, but
Especially content creators. If you think about the likes of Abel Mutua, Aziad, Jugush,
some good stuff, some good
KMTC,
stuff,
yeah.
some
Oh,
good
but-
products.
Yeah, anyway. I
So-
digress.
Where was I? No, you
So
lost me.
Johnson Mokazi was your boss?
Yes, he was my
Yeah.
boss. I did hang around there kidogo.
Yeah.
Then I decided, let me try photography. So I left the media. I got into freelance journalism.
Okay.
Yeah, I was doing cultural documentaries. So I'd go to places like Mandera and Kakuma and just document the cultures.
That's such a fun job.
It was. And until I think in one of the documentary episodes, I met this lady. She was an Indian lady, and she told me she was an event organizer. So I got to do an event with her as a photographer.
Yeah.
So when we were hanging around Apple, I got to see how she does her thing. I liked it. There was so much passion. Like, she was extremely passionate about her work, and I was like, let me get into this thing. So I stayed with her for about 3 months, and kidogo, I got into events business.
Okay.
Yeah, I transitioned sasa from photography to full-time events.
So since you got into events, how many years has that been till now?
It is officially 4 years.
4 years.
4 years.
4 years is a long time.
It is. It is. I've had some interesting times.
We're gonna get into those in a minute. So, if you just kick it in, like, right, hit the nail on the head. What's the most memorable event you've worked on ever since you started, and why was it that memorable?
I have two. Yeah, one with Xpose, one off Xpose.
Yeah.
So with Xpose, there's this event we had at Ford. They were launching one of their vehicles. You remember?
Yeah, at Caetano.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now Ford, the client there was just something else. He had very many ideas that he wanted to implement, and he changed the entire set like 7 times. Like 7 times. I was so tired and so done with him.
So that's
but I was like
7 different setups in a night before the event.
Yes. He had.
That's
We tried out 7 concepts. And funny thing, he was so adamant in what he wanted. And I was like, Sawa, you want to try all these ideas? He's the kind of person whom ideas flow, and you want to like try out all the ideas that are coming to you.
Yeah.
So I was like, Sawa, you want to do this? Let's roll.
Okay.
And we did 7 times.
Okay. And what made the event, apart from the different setups 7 times before the event?
That is actually what...
How did the event go? That's what made it memorable.
That is what made it memorable. Okay, this is how it started.
Yeah.
Just to like play it out for you. The person who did the concept for them, we didn't do the concept for them, but the team, the Caetano team, did the concept. And they had this diagonal, they look like diamonds like pathways, entry pathways.
Yeah.
So that diamond thing, it wasn't just kicking in with the space. It wasn't coming out with the space that was allocated for us.
The diamond was not diamonding.
It was not diamonding. Yeah. And my cue, we didn't have pipe and drape. Some of these shapes can easily come out if you have pipe and drape and some fabrication. We're using trussing.
What is pipe and drape, like, for a layman who...
How do you explain that? It's an actual pipe that is, what do you call this action? Like, unaweza collapse, unaweza kupisha na kuipanua. What do you call that?
Adjustable.
Yes. Yeah. So it is adjustable pipe. It's an actual pipe that is adjustable. So you get to like connect it, piece it together, and create whatever angle you want to go with. So instead of using pipe and drape, we had trussing. So trussing is quite more, it's not flexible. You cannot kunja it. Yeah. So we had a hard time bringing that diamond in with the trussing. So we tried the diamond at first. It didn't come out. We tried a J. It didn't come up. Then it didn't come out. We tried a 7. It still quite didn't come out. So we ended up with a J.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So our pathway was a J.
So that's the first one. So what's about the second one? Like, it was away from Xpose.
Okay. So there's this one time I had 3 weddings.
Yeah.
I had 3 weddings happening at the same time with almost similar programs but different towns. Okay. So I had one in Mombasa and one in Eldoret and one in Nairobi. And I was coordinating the team. So I had hired out some jamas to help me with the team.
Yeah.
And so for Eldoret, it rained. Gosh, it rained. Vibaya sana, we got stuck. We had to literally carry our equipment from where we were, as in from where we were to the destination.
Yeah.
And the one in Mombasa, the caterers were just late. And for Nairobi, things are going fairly well for Nairobi. Nairobi was actually working. Yeah. So I had an issue with Eldoret and Mombasa. And I was coordinating these guys. And
how did you do that? Like, is it phone calls?
Phone calls. So we had a lot of phone calls. So I would call and I would tell them to do this and this and this. And then maybe sometimes we wouldn't get it right because, again, it's a phone call and I'm out there. So we ended up improvising so many things. But, well, the Eldoret and Mombasa brides were late to our advantage because the service vendors were also late. Okay. Kwanza Eldoret was the worst. because we were all late.
So service vendors in terms of
Service vendors here,
deco.
the deco guys. Okay, I don't know service vendors. The deco people. We have the caterers.
Yeah.
We have these guys who bring the furniture.
So you're doing everything from the deco to the
Yeah.
catering.
So when a client tells you this
Yeah.
is I have a wedding,
Yeah.
they are entrusting you with everything. So you're the one to figure out where you're going to get your DJ from, where you're going to get your caterers from, where you're going to get your transport jammer. They get to transport everything and
So it's
everyone.
not like they know a person who does a catering business, then they hire that, then they hire somebody
Most
else.
don't. Most don't.
They just take one person and
They take
you
one
do
person
everything.
and they want you to. They delegate everything to you. So it's up to you. They leave actually, but then you too stress. Like this is my wedding. Poof.
Yeah, rightfully so, because
you
they're
go
not
with
supposed
it.
to be thinking about anything at that point.
Sure. So we give you baby girl treatment.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. So, can you share some behind the scenes moments that listeners might find surprising or amusing when you're doing these events?
There's a lot of improvising. Okay, as always, we come up, you have a plan. Yeah, we sit down, we formulate a plan, we have a concept, and we have this idea of how things are going to end up.
Yeah.
Now, almost always, things don't end up the way you thought they would. Half the time, you're improvising.
Yeah.
Either an equipment is missing, or an equipment just decides to decide not to work. And it breaks down and you have to improvise.
Yeah.
So unakwanga ever kwa simu ukipiga watu simu, you have a contingency plan for your contingency plans. There are so many plans.
Yeah.
But funny thing, it always pieces together. At the end of every event, it always pieces together, and that is just the it. The it.
Hakuna job imaichomeka tu ikachomeka.
Jobs which will
kabisa.
make her jobs.
Yeah.
Oh my God, jobs which will make her.
Yeah.
Most of the time, okay, not most.
Uh-huh.
Kidogo time, jobs which will make her. But you manage to save it. Once you're in the industry for so long, you know how to save a
Have you ever
situation.
been asked to refund a client suddenly after job imechomeka?
Yeah.
And how did you handle that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So this one time I was when I was doing photography. So me and my partner, I had a partner, he's called Justice. Oh, bless Justice. He's a good friend of mine.
Shout out.
So it was a wedding in Kerugoya.
Kerugoya.
Kirinyaga, Kerugoya,
Yeah.
that area. So we did shoot the wedding.
Yeah.
We actually did. It was a wonderful wedding. Things were just seamless. But now, when we were supposed to, you know how you have your SD card in your camera, and then you forget and you just format? Yeah, we lost an entire wedding.
A wedding.
We lost
Somebody's
an entire
special
wedding.
day.
We
You know the way
we
they
lost
say
an
women
entire
always dream
wedding.
about their weddings from their kids.
We did. We lost an entire wedding. It was as in Ile, so I had to call. I called
What?
I did, for sure, by the way. We did. We lost an entire wedding.
Oh,
Like,
man.
unaona hiyo place ya kushkanishwa, we lost it. We lost your part. So we had shots from the reception,
Okay.
but we didn't have the most important part.
Yeah.
Yeah, we lost your part. So apparently, my partner alifikiria, I may download the content,
Yeah.
the footage.
How come it back up?
Ako me backup. So we lost. So we had to call a few guests and try and compile some clips from people's phones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
Unapata mtu mzuri tunaka Infinix.
yeah, tulirudisha pesa, by the way. Like, tulikuwa hiyo pesa tulirudisha.
Inabidi tu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But tuliweza kutengeneza ka nice album with the photos that zingetengenezeka. Yeah.
For salvage.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. Then how do you handle? I feel like you've touched on this already, but how do you handle unexpected challenges like that come?
You think on your feet. As in,
you have to be quick
if
on
there's
your
one
feet.
thing,
Yeah.
if there's one thing this industry will test you,
Yeah.
ni how fast are you at troubleshooting?
Yeah.
How fast do you come up with solutions
Yeah.
for your challenges? You need to be very, very quick. Because if, for example, if you don't have drapery, what else can you use to serve your purpose?
Yeah.
And if you don't have the proper, for example, say for Xpose we deal with screens and lighting and these things.
Yeah.
So if you don't have the right screens, where can you get the right screens at the last minute?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to think on your feet and be very quick at it.
Okay. So, but okay, that's true. That's true. You can't think on your feet. You can't.
You can't
do
you
this
can't
job.
be in this industry. You
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah. And if you are quick to respond to emotions and whatnot.
Oh
like,
yeah,
you
that is
can't-
also something else.
Yeah.
Oh, your clients will test you.
Yeah.
Your clients
you have
will
to be very stoic.
yeah.
Yeah.
Emotional intelligence in this
Yeah.
industry is everything.
Yeah.
At one point, your client will be at your face, hurling all sorts of things at you.
Yeah.
Eh?
Abuses.
Yeah,
Is that the job?
that. By the
Yeah.
way,
Yeah.
your clients will test you.
Yeah.
They will test your patience. They will test your will. They will test you. As in, anger limits zako will be tested.
Yeah.
In this industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, your EQ needs to be very high.
Yeah, facts. Facts. So what are the keys that you can share with people that will create the keys to creating a successful event?
Am I like supposed to look at the camera?
Oh, you can just talk to
Okay.
me, but yeah, whatever.
Well, since you're here, there are no particular keys. If you can imagine it, for sure you can create it.
Okay, so let me ask you this: like pre-production, how does the pre-production of a show contribute to the overall look and feel and
Planning is everything. You sit down. This is what I mean by if you can imagine it, you can create it. You sit down. Let's say we have a concert.
Yeah.
We have a concert. There's a feel. You put yourself in there. There's that key guest experience vibe you want to give your audience or your guests. So one, think as a guest. Then think about what you want to achieve. What kind of emotion do you want your guest or would you like to experience? What kind of feel would you like your concert to give you? So you sit down, you plan. You sit down, plan, think about what you want, what you're bringing to the table, what you bring into your concert, who is coming, why they're coming, why you think people might like them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of thinking that goes down in pre-production or pre-show.
You know what people say, like if you want to cut down a tree, you take I don't know what % of the time sharpening your axe.
Oh well.
So like, do you? What percentage, like 0 to 100%? What percentage does your pre-planning? 80.
It is 80%.
Yeah.
And this is why I say 80. It matters the kind of concept you want to actualize or bring to life. All these are your ideas, your imagination, your imagination. You want to bring it to life.
I would say it's like alchemy. Forming an idea into something.
This is where you're witching.
Yeah.
You're doing your
Candles and
stuff. This is where you're bringing your game, your magic game.
Yeah.
So your 80% will affect the entire show.
I agree.
Your concept, your equipment. So your equipment will bring life to your concept. Just those two things. Okay, for me, I don't know, maybe other people have other ideologies.
Okay.
But for me, it's just those two things.
Okay.
Your concept and the equipment. So your concept is how your plan, how you're going to, this is what you want to achieve. This is what you want to bring to life. Your equipment is what makes you, it is what makes this thing come to life.
Yeah.
So with good equipment and good concept, you're 80% done. 20% is just these two other small things to touch up.
But there's one thing that is important that you haven't mentioned. What about the manpower, the team?
Yeah,
Because you can have a team that is absolutely clueless or inexperienced.
Oh yeah. You got to have chemistry in your team.
Yeah.
If me and you are not vibing, we can't work.
We can't work.
And if we do, it's not going to be seamless. You're going to have that key friction between us.
A lot of people don't know how to put, personal differences away from the job.
But it's never personal. No, that's just it. It's not personal. This is where your EQ comes in. It's not personal. Yeah. If you don't have a good EQ, you can't be a good teammate. I mean, half the time I'm working with you, and okay, hatuji kuwa na conflict as much, but kwa team, kwanza when you're bringing our concept to life, there's so much building that goes in the background.
Yeah.
A lot. We are building screens, you're building CG, they're trusting, we are building so many things. Sometimes you have fabrication and you have to like bring it up. If we don't have good chemistry, we can't work together. And this is not something you can fake, by the way. You need to, you know you're good at something, and I know I'm good at something. No, we just need to we need to connect my good and your good, and put all and put all the personal differences kando. I don't have to like you to work with you, but I do have to vibe with you to work with you.
Okay. Okay, I hear you. And then are there any unique or quirky requests you've received from clients?
Yeah, absolutely. Kwanza when I go for when I go for this golf tournaments, shows and those things. I get more babas doing some very interesting stuff.
Yeah, that's the playground for babas, man.
Yeah, I remember there's this time we were at Vet Lab. Yeah.
Oh yeah. The UN place.
Yes. So I had some two guys, but they're quite handsome. I give them that. They were quite handsome. Yeah, I think it's true what they say. These things, they come at age, like as you zeka like fine wine. But they were cute men. So these guys, they approached me and they're like, by the way, I am so and so from this golf club. And the other guy introduced himself and was like, okay, so to what do I have the pleasure? And they were like, we like you and we want to take you to Diani. And the other girl was like, oh, no, I'll just take you to Mombasa, by the way. So I had.
So both of them?
Yeah. And they were just there. But for sure.
So how is that going to happen? We are kupeleke this weekend,
you know, and is it like flight, what are they called? Flight, there were flight trips. So one wanted me to go and stay with him for a whole week, and the other wanted me to go and stay with him for the weekend. Because he understood I am busy. And it's like, oh, you get it.
Damn.
But I had to decline. I think.
So how do you politely let them down and then you don't compromise?
No, I tell them I'm married. It works.
Okay.
I told them I'm married. I say, by the way, I am married. But for this particular time, it didn't work. By the way, it didn't work. So
like, I'm also married.
Exactly. For sure.
Wow,
that is what they said. They said, actually, I am married. By the way, I have no intentions of getting you from your, stealing you from your husband. You can keep your husband. I may just want to have some good time with you. And here's the money and all that. I was like, if why can't you just come ukiwa myanga,
So if they were younger, you left.
If they were younger and free, younger and single, I would have considered. I mean, it is a wonderful.
Anyway, see, people are just adults. Like you see somebody like,
please let us assume our parents because
there I agree.
So any age group that iko kwa hiyo bracket ya wazazi,
our elders,
took a like,
go take care of the grandchildren. Okay. So how do you keep up with industry trends and incorporate them into your events?
Googling. I Google a lot of things. I Google
social media?
Yeah, in social media. On the social media. And you have this, nowadays, I think everyone is throwing a concert, everyone is throwing a show. We have so many people, so many things coming up every day. So social media and just Googling. You can just Google websites that have, that deal with events, whether it's weddings or parties or corporates, anything. You Google and you personalize whatever you find. Like, okay, you don't have to copy paste everything. But just borrow the idea, then turn it into your own magic.
Yeah, because like they say, there's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah, there is nothing new, and there's no way. I don't see how you're going to invent the wheel when you're in this industry. Almost everything has been done. But you can put your personal touch into it. Yeah. But
sometimes people just come with some wild ideas, and it's something that has totally not been done before. So like there is room for dreaming. There is room for dreaming, as long as you can, actualize it. If you can't actualize it, then you're living in Pluto. Do you ever go to events just to benchmark? Of course, always. So it's play and work at the same time. It is. Sometimes, you see how you see how writers get a writer's block. So it gets to a point as an event organizer.
you're stuck. Yeah, you don't have any new concepts. You've like used up all your all your concepts. Yeah. So you've used up all of it, and you need something new. So you can just go chill, maybe in a sip and paint event or in a concert.
But I've never gone. I've just seen people
You should, by
online
the way,
going.
you should. Those things are just amazing. And what I like about them is the fact that you just get to, you sit, okay, you have your glass of wine, of course.
Yeah.
But you have your
Can I have a
canvas.
bottle?
Well, we're not trying to get you drunk, you know.
Because you paint.
No. So you have your glass
Yeah.
and you have your canvas and
Yeah.
you can just throw in color.
Okay.
You can be your own, what are they called? Picasso.
Yeah.
What was the guy called? Picasso.
Yeah, Picasso.
Yeah, you can be your own, you can be a
You can
Picasso.
make abstract art, you know.
Bas.
Doesn't have to mean anything. Just throw paint.
You can
on the
actually
canvas.
put your palms in it
Yeah.
and you're like,
Yeah. Actually, abstract art is my favorite,
Ah.
type of art because it's not a thing. Can't say what
well.
exactly it is.
well, as long as there's some feeling that's, to it, sour.
Anyway, yeah.
But yeah, I do go to just benchmark and watch other people. See, like sometimes you just go to learn.
Okay.
You can get into an event and maybe they're using equipment that you're not familiar with. So that is a platform to just learn. You go shamelessly, just walk to them and ask them, what is this equipment? How are you using it? But as long as you don't tell them that you're in the same industry and you don't tell them until you are from a competitor. No,
What about
don't.
it? Like, for example, us, I won't mention our competitors, but we keep on meeting our competitors so much that they know us. Ule ni mtu wa Xpose.
Lakini sasa si kando na kukua mtu wa Xpose, I'm also Sarah,
Yeah. And then that time, you're not in branding.
No.
You just went to the event by yourself.
You
So
just
you're not-
easy. But
Yeah.
alafu, by the way, if they don't want to show you if they don't to like teach you or show you the way about the new equipment, you can always ask someone else. You can go to their bosses.
Yeah.
I mean, so you have unaweza kuwa audacious.
Yeah. It's the audacity.
Yeah, unaweza decide to just go into it.
So let me ask you this. What's your favorite part of the event planning process?
Concept. The concept part of it. Okay, I have two things. I have two favorite parts. One, the concept, like creating concept part of it, whereby you get to explore, your creativity. You just explore your mind and you dive into it and come up with something, create something. And the second part is now getting this thing to work.
Oh, yeah.
Piecing it together.
I like
There
that.
is there's an adrenaline.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an adrenaline you get from seeing your concept come to life. Like piecing, okay, it's one thing to come up with the idea. That's the easy part. You come up with the idea and it's just flawless. Now, piecing it together, having it come to life. It's like giving birth. Okay, not that I've given birth, but I imagine it's the same thing. Yeah, the whole process of creating life.
Yeah.
And just boof, having it. Yeah, it
flourish.
is a good feeling. It's a very good feeling. Very good
I
feeling.
relate to that because like anytime I plan an event and then I get to see the happiness in the people's faces who've come, who have spent their hard-earned money.
And the satisfaction.
And they've decided to just come and spend that money on your event.
Yeah.
And then they're happy. That's the
It's
best.
a good feeling. It makes you feel valuable and you're adding some good to the society.
Kama ulienda loss utafikiria baadaye. You think about it in the morning.
True.
As long as the people are happy.
Yeah, but the satisfaction in the clients' faces, not even the clients. Like you get to see the guests satisfied.
Yeah.
Like they're happy, genuinely happy with what you've created. There's no high. There's no better high.
I agree.
There's no better high.
That can be a general answer. Any event organized in the world.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you balance creativity with the practicality when designing or in the concept building stage of an event? Because we can have all these ideas creatively, and sometimes creatives we don't have a limit. Wasema, what about Biena kitokezea hivi kwa stage huko kwa terrace kujua shuke hivi kama malaika. But then is it really practical? So how do you balance that?
Two things help me balance. If you can afford it. Yeah. If you can afford it, you can do it.
Okay. That's
and if it is possible, like safety, as far as safety is concerned. So two things: if you can afford it, and if it's safe, you can do it. If you want your BN to be to be like what? Flying or floating.
Yeah.
If you can have it in a very safe manner, then your BN can fly. No biggie.
Yeah.
But if you can't afford hizo vitu zinamshikilianga, my friend, do not do it.
Yeah, I think you've said a very
do
like,
not do
that's
it.
a gem right
Do
there.
not
You've
do
said
it.
if you can afford it, then you can
do it. Yeah,
because
sure.
everything is possible with money. Man.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's the heart of this industry.
And how do you politely let a client down when they have these crazy ideas, but then our fiki bay?
I'm just blunt
Just
about
drop
it.
the bomb on the
Maybe
head.
I'm just blunt about it.
Yeah.
Kabisa. As in,
Oh,
I'll be like,
chasing a kapiara hapo kidogo.
well, sitakuwa blunt in a rude way.
Yeah, not in a rude way.
You know?
Yeah.
But you can be like, okay, sawa. What you first you ask the client, what is your budget? So this is what your budget. Let's say you're at what? $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what the client wants is something about 2 million. So you ask the client, do you have a way of getting the 2 million? I mean, that is polite. Yeah. If they can't like get to the 2 million, then you're like, let's just go with A because you can afford it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You PR them. Just choose an PR.
Yeah, muhimu.
We see hard feelings, alafu client and disappear, you know.
Wanasemanga, you don't let the bridges that you cross turn into bridges you burn. Just cross them. You can leave the person on the other side, but don't burn the bridge.
No burning. Kwanza in this industry, no burning
This
bridges.
industry, but it's very
No burning
very
bridges.
small, especially with the people who have the bread. You keep on meeting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I agree. That's cool. And then lastly, what advice do you have for somebody who is aspiring to become an event associate like you?
It's passion.
Passion.
It is passion because you can wake me up at night and I will draw a concept for you.
Yeah.
And I can stay up all night at an event. I can go 48 hours and not feel a thing because I love it. It's in my vein, you know. I sleep events. I wake up events. And your passion, by the way, it is passion, and passion nasisitiza because unless you love this industry, the hours are crazy.
Yeah.
They're going to like burn you out completely. Yeah. The hours are crazy. So you need to really love. You need to love the events to love the clients.
Yeah.
Because clients in this industry, they're snobby and they're just... They can be quite arrogant human beings.
I like the concept of your event, but I don't like you.
You know, you're a terrible person to work with, yeah? And yet, I have to stay with you and bring your whole idea, and I have to suck up. I have to suck up to you.
Yeah.
Manze, I need to really love the job to suck up to you.
Yeah.
Because it's not about you, the clients, anymore. It's about this job. And yeah, you are the client and sure, I'm working for you, but it's really not about you.
Yeah.
It's about the event. Yeah. It's about the job. So that is the only reason I'm going to suck up to you. I will not talk to you rudely. I will be nice to you. I will handle you professionally. Yeah. I don't even have to like you, but I will treat you nice. So you really have to love the job.
Yeah.
Love the job.
I hear you. I hear you.
So if it's not... If you don't, as in, you know, there's the ideology of liking something.
Yeah.
If this is ile part ya fantasize ya, I want to be an event organizer.
Yeah. It's not enough to like it. You have to love
it's not enough to like it. You have to love it and really love it.
Yeah, because the people who come to events, they like the events.
Yeah, you need to love the event.
But to be there, to be the event curator, you have to love
it, to survive in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus the people you're going to work with, half of them are always tired, so they're always grumpy and cranky, and they're hungry all the time.
Oh
my gosh, I want to piga coffee. You know, so how do you deal with such kind of person who's, by the way, number one, they're tired and they're angry. So they're tired, so they're angry because you've kept on changing the concepts for them.
Yeah.
And they're hungry and tired and grumpy. Yeah. And how do you talk to them in a manner that's just, how do you calm them? Yeah.
And then God forbid, the event doesn't go as expected, like maybe ticket sales iko chini nini, sasa client sasa pia akuna still be bad mood.
You know, so you really have to. It's the only way to survive in it.
Yeah,
you really have to love it.
Yeah,
yeah, and understand it. Then you see, kama you're going to love it.
Okay. All right. So that was episode 4 of the Studio X podcast. Sarah, thank you so much for making your time to come here, Maze. It's been a minute. Nimekutafuta kwa hii podcast. Thank you for gracing us. Yeah?
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, so stay tuned for the next episode. Better subscribe hapo chini kwa YouTube channel. There are more episodes coming, so much more, not just podcasts, but so much more coming from Studio X. So keep it locked. Xpose.